The Pixel 10 might be one of the most talked about phones of 2025, and not just because it's Google's latest flagship. What's really stirring up the conversation is a bold and surprising decision. Google is reportedly adding a third camera, a zoom lens, to the base Pixel 10 model for the first time. Now, at first glance, that sounds like a great upgrade. A zoom lens opens up new possibilities, especially for photography enthusiasts. But the twist? To make room for this new zoom camera, Google might be using lower-grade sensors for the main and ultra-wide cameras. In fact, leaks suggest these two cameras are the same ones used in the Pixel 9a, a phone that's expected to be $300 cheaper. And if the rumors of a $100 price increase for the Pixel 10 turn out to be true, it makes this decision even more controversial. But before we start calling this a downgrade, let's pause for a moment. Because it might actually be a genius move, let's look at the changes more closely. Google is reportedly replacing the Samsung G5 and Sony IMX858 sensors, both premium components, with the Samsung GN8 and Sony IMX712. These newer sensors are smaller and don't perform as well in low light or dynamic range. But here's the thing. Google is known for squeezing amazing results out of limited hardware using its powerful software processing. Just look at the Pixel 9a. Despite being a budget-friendly phone, it got a solid score of 130 for Infinera's camera tests. Its photo quality was impressive, and even the zoom results stood out thanks to Google's Super Race zoom technology. If Google could do that with the 9a, imagine what it can pull off with the same sensors combined with the new Tensor G5 chip in the Pixel 10. And this is where it gets really interesting. Macro photography. According to early leaks, Google might be using a smart hybrid approach that automatically switches between the new zoom and ultra-wide lenses based on how close you are to your subject. This could make macro shots, like detailed images of insects, flowers, or textures, much clearer and more accurate. Macro photography isn't everyone's top feature, but for those who enjoy it, it opens up a hidden world through the lens. And if the Pixel 10 can do it better than an iPhone Pro, that's a serious achievement. So even though it might feel like a downgrade on paper, this could actually be a well-thought-out trade-off. Google seems to be shifting focus from chasing top specs to creating a more versatile camera experience. And that's something most users will likely appreciate. Let's talk about why this approach makes sense. Telephoto cameras, like the new one rumored for the Pixel 10, are incredibly useful. You can use them for portraits with natural background blur, zooming in on faraway details like text or signs, and even framing beautiful shots of nature or architecture without distractions. On the other hand, ultra-wide cameras, especially on non-pro phones, often suffer from distortion and weaker image quality. By prioritizing a zoom lens, Google is giving users something they can genuinely use more often, while still keeping the ultra-wide option available for when it's really needed. This design choice could also make the Pixel 10 more appealing compared to the Pro model. Not everyone wants to spend top dollar on a phone, but if the base model gives you solid performance, good zoom, and smart features like hybrid macro, it becomes a very tempting option. It's not always about having the biggest or best camera sensor. Sometimes it's about how you use it. And Google has always been good at making smart decisions that benefit real-world users. So what do we have here? A base Pixel phone with a zoom camera for the first time, smarter macro photography, and a new Tensor G5 chip to back it all up. Yes, the main and ultra-wide sensors might not be flagship level, but the software magic could more than make up for it. In the end, the Pixel 10 could be the most creatively flexible base model Google has ever made. It might not be the most powerful camera system on paper, but it could be the one that actually inspires people to take more photos. It could offer a balance of performance, practicality, and price, making it a smarter choice for many users. So before we label this as a downgrade, let's wait and see how the final product performs. Because if history is anything to go by, the Pixel 10 might once again punch far above its weight.